Hi once again everyone. This video is step 4 of part 3 of my new server build. During this video you can actually see the installation of the all-in-one water cooler. I hope you enjoy. Please try to remember that it will help us a lot if you can subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Okay, back again after a little break here. This definitely turned into a project and a half. I did neaten up the cables a little bit, took out those throwaway ties and put some real cable ties, not tweezers, real cable ties. Sorry, maybe not a bad joke. So do I have everything tightened that I had loosened before? I think I do. I may have to move this fan to get the actual water cooler plate and pump down on top of the CPU when I get to that point. But for now, I still got some more drives to do. I'm going to now install the standard solid state drive. Now this is the one, as I said before, it's going to contain the operating systems. I'm going to partition it in at least 2 partitions because I want it to be able to run Windows and I want it to be able to run the FreeBSD that I plan on trying to see if that'll work and meet my needs. And I'm going to leave a 3rd partition available too in case I want to run an old version of Windows Server that I have, which might be the best choice overall, but we'll see. So to put this in, I need to get the screws for the SSD. Now this is not using those rubber mounts because I'm going to put it underneath the 5 1/4 inch bay. There's a spot right there for it, but I need 2 screws to make sure I got the right ones for this. This thing didn't come with screws, did it? Nope. Make sure that these are the right screws before I get it in there. They don't go all the way in. I have to put some washers on it, but it is the right threads. It looks like it does bottom out really quickly on this when you go that way. You can also go this way. Let me see if those bottom out as well. They probably do. How does it fit in here? If I put it in this way, it goes underneath here. There's like a little lip that catches it there. There's no screws on that side, and it doesn't wiggle side to side. So I really just need 2 screws to hold it in. So let me get this up underneath here. This way all the connectors are on the same side too and oriented the same way. I'm making sure the little L is pointing down on all the drives. And let's put one of these screws in. Surprises every moment with this build. I know the big boys on YouTube, the big technology guys that do computer builds like I'm trying to do here, have encountered a lot of this trouble, but you don't seem to hear about it as much, you notice? Yeah, that does it. The 3 washers is what's needed. Okay, now for the interesting part. And I have this special caddy I purchased. It allows you to put basically a laptop DVD writer, and it has a lot of configurations to it. So the configuration I want to do, this is a special adapter that you need in order to go from the regular SATA power adapter over to the one that's on the slim DVD. What I need to do, put the hard drive in here first. It's called the Icy Dock. Let me get the other hard drive, the final one. Six terabyte Seagate Iron Wolf drive. And this one is going to go in the bottom bay here. I believe it has to go in from the back and then go into the front upside down. It'll go in like this. And this little spring clips over here. Clips, I have to open them up in order to push the drive all the way in. And boom. Same problem here. Look, only 2 of the screws line up. Actually, there's no other screw holes in the bracket, so those are the only 2. I guess that sort of makes sense. Okay, let me use the screws that came with this. You can also do screws on the side, yeah. So it's going to be 2 on the side and 2 in the back. This thing will be pretty secure in there. 4 screws. So these are the ones for the drive. And these are to hold the entire plastic thing into the 5 1/4 inch bay. And they're beveled, so this makes sense. That way they'll be flush completely in the drive bay. These go on the side. There's even a hole in the side here to allow for that. That is the hard drive. It is now in place in this special holder that I've gotten. So now I need to put the DVD. D come out front, so this is the front, so it's going to come out this way, so I got to push it in here. Looks like there's a rail right here for it. Same tabs that I had before, I have to push them to the side. until it goes and locks in place. Oh no, it's in the back here. I don't have to take that drive out, did I? Okay, let me put those little ones in here. I need probably a really small screwdriver. Oh, this looks like this will work. Looks like it has 2 of them here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Now when I put this in, I read it in the instructions, you got to be careful. I have to use a straight cable for this one. That particular one is, unfortunately, I couldn't get too many short straights. Like almost everything I was able to get are 90-degree bends, except for these really long ones. These are 18-inch ones, so this one's going to have an 18-inch. Now I need this adapter because the current power connector is not this little mini thing. Let me open this up and put this down. Show you what I mean here. This was in the instructions as I remember. Current standard SATA power connector is the male version of this. This is the female, just like you would see in the back of a drive. This is the connector that you need to use, a very small SATA connector, in order to go into this slim drive, and that's for the power. It uses the standard SATA data cable, however. So this is going to be like hanging off of here, and then the regular SATA connector is going to be there. So now I got that. Now this should just fit right in here. I think I got to go in through the front. And this has special latch on the side. I'm going to have to put the screws in the side of this to hold it in place. It has this fancy locking mechanism, which I might as well take it out. I don't have that thing to catch onto it. There are screw holes there. They may not be in the place I need them to be. I think it has to come out a little bit because I want to be able to go through the front bezel. So it's going to be something like that. See that the holes show now when I come out to there? Looks like they might. So, okay, we'll put the front bezel back on and see what it looks like. Push this back on. See if I make this almost flush with this, what does it look like inside here? Yeah, I see the screw holes. Okay, so I got screw holes there. Okay, I see them. Okay, so that worked out as long as I got the thing extended the right way. Sort of like self-threading, I guess, because it's plastic. I saw the people building this case before. I never saw them have this much trouble. I guess most of them didn't even use that bay. They just stuffed cables in there. I can loosen it later if I make that grill idea that I have for doing this. Looks like there should be room to get it in there. It is steel and plastic, so I can't over thread these, that's for sure. I think that holds, that's all the drives in it now at this point. I'll get screws up in here now. All the drives are in here now. Do I do the SATA or do I do the water cooler? I won't be able to get to these connectors. Let me at least connect it to the drives. So I'll connect all the SATAs to the drives. Whether they're connected to the motherboard or not is yet to be seen. Let me start with a curved one. I believe this will be long enough. I'm gonna have to make a little angle in here. Fortunately, I got the ones with the latches on top, as you can see here. That was something I made sure of. Okay, first one is locked in. Let me get this next one here. You can see the 2 of them in there right now. Okay, so that's the 2 that are on the rack. Let me make sure the rack is pushed forward all the way. Let me go ahead and put those 2 in. I will make those 1 and 2. One's closest to the power connector. It's actually 0 and 1. It goes straight in this way. I need to put a bend in. Is it easier if I do this? Locked in. And then this one, same deal. So if I put that one in like this. So those are the first 2. You can see them up inside there. 0 and 1. Got to be careful. I can't do a bent cable on this one because if I did, you look at the way it's oriented, it's going to cause a problem. I don't want the bend to be that way pointing out. So I need to use a straight one of the long straight ones. So we get the straight one in here. I'm over here. You know what? I'm going to take the memory back out again. I had put it back in during my break, but it's just getting in the way right now. Take them both out. Connector's a lot easier because right now I can't unlock the thing. Very tight quarters there. So I got to move that one that's on the left there over to the right. So easier to have no memory there to do that. They're both locked in. And then, you know what I'll do? Let me put the other one up here first. The remaining, I'm going to put all 4 of those there. Now that one, I don't believe I can fit in a bent one there either. They got another straight one. The only problem with the straight ones is they're just extra long. Let me go ahead and put this in to here, locked in. Okay, now I got the 2 of them. Let's see which way they go best. I'm thinking cable management here. Yes, I am. I'm gonna make sure that I can get them together in 0. I'm gonna put this one in 1. And that way I should be able to dress these 2 together for a pretty large percentage of their expanse. So now the SSD is down on the bottom. I can do this. It should work. It just doesn't have the capability of locking it in. And then I should be able to get this one. And then this will go in. That goes in position 4, closest to the memory. That's pretty good. Let me try that. I can always rearrange them if necessary. That locks in. So we're locked into the motherboard on that one. This one's going to have this for the actual power. Yeah, I need a straight one as well. Well, works out. That's the only other red I have is a straight. Got another 18-incher. That's this one right here. Now, cable management wise, I'll move these over. I'm going to follow this one straight down. Will that work out? Tongue to the left. Don't like it. Could have done much better without that twist in the cable. That's it. They're all in. I'm going to go ahead now and put the water cooler in. I have to pull off the front cover again. Push these little tabs in the front. Okay, the water cooler. Just before, and I'm afraid I might have to at least loosen the side fan that I installed. It doesn't look like I could easily get this in without maybe moving this fan. I don't want to remove the bottom screws if I can at all avoid that. But I may have to remove the top one in order to get pump through here. I think these side screws are going to have to come off. This is some kind of case. Look at that. These are the screws that I put in there before and spray painted. Spray painted them before I put them in here, so it wasn't like I was causing any kind of grief here. And for some reason this one has locked, so I got to get pliers. I get the wrench, but let me try this once. I hate using long nose pliers or something like this because I wind up pinching myself more times than not. To bend it forward a little bit. Okay, I got to get the radiator in here. So I got to get the pump in as well. So the pump has to be along the side here. Let me get my tools out of the way. A little block in here, and then once I do that, then I can get the radiator in. I should be able to manipulate this to get the radiator in. Yep, tight fit, but it fits. So I'll be able to get it right down in there. The letters will be lined up with the back, unfortunately, but that's okay. Hang out there for a while. Matter of fact, let me put a cable tie here to protect it. Push this guy back in. Let's see what we're doing here. Okay, I need the screws to hold the radiator in, and the fan is going to go on the outside here. Yeah, right through that little crevice up in there. I'm going to have to get the wires. So the fan is going to have to be oriented this way. Yep, I was missing the hardware to mount this radiator. I believe there's some long screws here that are specifically for this purpose. I think they do both the radiator mounting as well as, how does this go? Goes all the way through. And it looks like those might be it. How many did they give us? They give us all the same size. But let me make sure that I got this radiator in its place. Okay, I see the screw heads there. I can get to them. I want the fan up in that corner here. Let me get this up and through here one at a time. I want it this way. Corner one's going to be a challenge, but let me get the others. As bad as worse than I thought. I think that's it. I think I got the radiator in. Make sure that I got all of these tight. One there. One there. One there. That's good enough. I can go ahead and put this thing back now. Have to bend it forward a little bit, but it doesn't seem to hurt it. I think we're doing good. Screwdriver for this. Let me get this through here. Okay, I think that's good enough. Get the memory in. Go this way. Shouldn't have to get this out again, but you never know. I won't say never. Last time I said never, it wasn't never. Time to put the cooling block on. First thing I need to do is I'm going to get some alcohol and make sure that it's clean. Just cleaning. It's already clean, but I want to clean it just to make sure. You never know if it picked up some dust along the way. I'll do the same thing for this thing here. I'll take this off. I'll clean it one more time. It worked out pretty good with a cable tie. I just have to clean it right here in place. Now I need some thermal paste. Here we go, the good stuff this time. The Arctic Silver. A lot of YouTube videos on this, whether it makes any difference or not, but hey, put the little P dot thing here that you all like to see. I like to pull it back before I close it. Now let me cut the cable tie, make sure it doesn't fall. So I'm going to wiggle my way around these cables. I'm going to get it in place. And I'm going to have to orient it this way. So I got to take these, I put these on here just to safekeeping before, and to make sure the other thing didn't fall off when I moved it around the motherboard. These off then first. Don't touch the thermal paste. Don't touch the surfaces. Keep my hand right in the middle. Had a pretty good spread when I pulled it off last time after it had been on there for a while. So I guess that worked out before. It should work out again this time. Okay, got the 4 of them off. Got to be the middle of the 3 for this particular type of socket. Trying to be very careful here. And get in the middle there. Middle, 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 and middle. And I push it down. And now I can start locking it down. The hand first. Now for the last stubborn one. With the most stuff in the way. Finger tighten that one. Make sure they're still in the middle hole. Yep, they're all in the middle hole, so now I can take a screwdriver down in there. For this one, I'm going to rotate around several times. I want even stress on that motherboard with these screws. It's almost there. So I think that calls it a night for tonight. I will continue cranking away at this tomorrow morning. Well, that completes the server build, step 3, part 4. I hope you learned something here, and if you did or got anything out of it that you found enjoyable, please do us a favor and subscribe to our channel. Just click on this little image of my head here and it'll lead you through it. The next step, step 5, we'll start getting into some very interesting things that a lot of gamers like to see. I'll leave that hint at that for now. Thanks for watching.